What's to come in this week 1 episode? Dramas and controversies leading up to the world first race. Guilds are gearing up and some are one-shotting bosses like it's nothing, blowing past expectations, even their own. Liquid on the first day clear 4 out of 8 of the bosses, perfectly executing their strategy going into the world first race.
The plan today was 2 splits, first 4 Mythic bosses, real quick.
And of course there was bugs, more controversies, and then finally the boss difficulty largely increased on the 5th boss. This is now shaping up to be a great world first race. The first boss, Yulgrax the Devourer. While other guilds were doing heroic splits, melee mechanics decided they just wanted to casually one-shot the first boss. Their group composition for this was 2 tanks, 5 healers, 7 melee, and 6 ranged. Let's take a look at the guild's point of view for this epic one-shot.
I guess we'll find out where we're at. I don't know.
Let's go, gamers. That was good.
Good work, team.
They make it look as easy as I do story mode. As we take a look at the top 10 leaderboard for this boss, we can see some notable names, obviously with Liquid, and one of my favourite guilds ever, Vodka, and the first EU guild to clear it being PTR Damage. Now what were these controversies leading up to the world first race? Many members from prominent guilds such as Echo and Method have been banned for between 4 to 10 days. This bug let players reach max renown with the Severed Threads faction within 24 hours. You could pledge allegiance to all 3 Severed Threads faction leaders and earn extra weekly packs using different characters under the same Battle.net ID. As a result, many players effectively tripled their reputation gains, and players were able to access all the renown benefits before the game wanted you to. The main drawback to this was guilds that were doing their heroic splits. The players that got banned within the guild would have to then perform catch up. Guilds such as Echo did explain what they would be doing for people to catch up.
The plan is that apparently when they get unbanned at 11 o'clock on Friday, they're going to blast an all-nighter, go all the way through Saturday.
Throughout the history of world first raiding, there's always controversies and there's always guilds trying to get one up. The player base is divided on this, but please let me know down below what you think the punishment should have been. The second boss, Bloodbound Horror. Melee mechanics pulled off the greatest start to a world first race, one-shotting the second boss, using the same raid composition as the first boss, and one-shotting this boss with only 20 minutes between the 2 boss kills. Let's watch them do it.
Drive rally. Okay, we focus boss now. Focus boss. Kill the last watcher just so we don't take extra damage. Just die to that. Just kill the last watcher.
Let's go! Good shit at Depth Component.
An epic back-to-back kill by melee mechanics. As we take a look at the leaderboard for this boss, we can see the same guilds that are similarly progressing, but also there is a lot of EU guilds coming up, most notably seeing Method and Echo. We move on to the third boss of the raid, Sikran. By the third boss, we were assuming that the difficulty would have ramped up a bit, but Liquid is proving this is not the case. Melee mechanics have been beaten by Liquid to this one, with a one-shot kill and only 2 deaths during the fight. Let's have a look how it went.
We've got this. Yeah, this is literally over. The final rain of arrows coming in here. Decimate, just get them out and clear. Pop everything. This is it. Sub 2%. This boss is going to go down. This is going to be a world first. Sub 1%.
This is it. It's a Coinbase world first pull. There it goes. First world first, hopefully of many.
As Liquid move on to the 4th boss, Rashanan, let's see how the other guilds compared. Liquid has taken over the race, and melee mechanics have gone down to 18th on this boss. Still very impressive. We see quite a good mix now between the EU and US guilds. Let's just take a moment to appreciate one of the raid leaders. Scripe of Team Echo really knows his raiders, and this clip proves it.
People talking and like during Bloodlust they won't be talking. I'm muting now. You see, there's nothing because they're all bursting. They're all focusing now. And now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, burst is over. They should be memeing right now.
Because he doesn't want to play with us.
It's crazy, man. I'm telling you. It's in their blood. They can't stop memeing unless it's during their burst.
Let's move on to the 4th boss of the raid, Rashanan. Was Rashanan the first hard boss? No, not at all. Liquid absolutely steamrolled it, to even their surprise. Let's watch how it went down.
Can we just like kill the boss maybe?
He's leaving. He's leaving.
Oh, okay, we have to make it.
Yeah, I have roll run our way over.
Don't kill him while he's away either.
Spiral.
Wait, it's
Wait.
20-second
I see enrage.
Second pull. What?
26 stats? Wow.
Let's fucking go.
W.
Liquid on the first day clear 4 out of 8 of the bosses. Let's take a look at the leaderboard and see how the other guilds have fared. As you can see, it's the 3 usual suspects in the top 3, but anything can happen in the world first race. On to the 5th boss, the Brood Twister, Overnax. And finally the difficulty has ramped up. Liquid achieved the world first kill on this, on their 117th pull. The Brood Twister is very difficult because it's a very ad heavy fight, so you need AoE DPS and crowd control to control the fight. Liquid's composition for this fight is 2 tanks, 3 healers, and 15 DPS, 10 melee and 5 ranged. And once you have got through the multitude of different stages and different mechanics, then by the end of the fight there's only a small space which is a safe spot, and the rest of the room is fully covered in goop at this point. Let's watch the moment when Liquid got the world first kill.
12 seconds left on the Hardened Rage, and 10 seconds left. The boss is at less than 0.5%, and it looks like it's going to be a kill.
Let's go.
We're back.
That was a well-earned kill. As of recording this video, there's only 11 kills so far, so there was a serious increase in difficulty. Further controversies. What happened was the mage player I'm Fired Up from Liquid used a controversial trick to boost his damage, and it's got the community in an uproar. During the boss fight for the Nexus Princess, he gained a 4% damage boost. While this might sound small, in a race, this is actually quite a lot. So what he did is he used a spell called Splinter Stop, which normally targets the enemy automatically, but by targeting himself and using focus macros to cast other spells at the boss, he built over 200 stacks of the damage dealing debuff before unleashing it all at once. This sneaky method allowed him to hide the exploit by adjusting his UI, making it difficult to spot during the live stream. Gingy from Echo actually called him out on social media, sparking debates within the community whether this bug was worthy of a ban. Once Blizzard found out about this, they quickly patched the bug, but I'm Fired Up faced no punishment, even though some websites speculated he did. Do you believe this should have been a ban? Let me know in the comments. We move on to the 6th boss, the Nexus Princess, Kaiveza. Week 1 of this world first race has been absolutely insane to say we're at the 6th and maybe 7th boss. At the end of week 1, only 3 guilds have defeated this boss. What has been crazy about this boss though, is the tactics that have been used. Guilds are playing with a 1-tank strategy, as well as utilising the Evoker's rescue ability. Part of this 1-tank strategy is managing the tank deaths, because there's a mechanic in this fight called Void Shredders, and it's impossible to survive if the tank gets hit twice back to back. So the Zen relies on a DPS which has a taunt ability, and also an ability such as Die by the Sword or Bop. Then while that is happening, you can combat res the tank. The experts at Echo explain this well.
So, he takes the first Void Shredder and lives. Now he has the Chasmal Gash debuff, which means on the second one he dies. They put the Ankh Totem down beforehand so that he can res as quickly as possible from the Ankh Totem, come back up, and taunt quickly before Clicks gets slapped in the face. The third one, he doesn't have the debuff because he died, and that debuff actually expires partway through the intermission, allowing him to again take the first one of phase 2. In the interim, after he takes the Ankh Totem, he gets a Soul Stone placed on him after the Ankh Totem. That way, he can instantly click that and res. We're not waiting for anyone to cast res in that, because that would take too long. Someone would get clapped in the middle. So the Soul Stone is placed on him so that after this Void Shredder kills him, he can take the Soul Stone. Then again, he takes the third. The debuff expires during the intermission. He takes the first, and at 4:30, we get our second combat res. Soul Stone is placed back on him about 20 seconds before the second one of phase 3 kills him again.
Ah, so it isn't a Ankh Totem that we're using for the third resurrection.
The Ankh Totem is a 5-minute cooldown.
Yeah. That's just one of the mechanics they were dealing with. Now let's watch Liquid defeat this boss.
Fury dies, but that's intentional. He enters Angel form. He's able to keep healing now without having to move, without having to dodge, without having to worry about mana. Impact is going to die still as well. Sevi goes down, does have Ankh available. Impact actually also has Ankh. Activates that Ankh, comes right back up, and there it is!
Let's go!
Burst!
Well done for defeating this very hard boss. Liquid have done it. It took 171 pulls and about 2 days of progression, but they have killed the 7th boss, the Silken Court. The Silken Court boss fight is very similar to the heroic version of this fight. There's still the same original abilities, but they're just greatly enhanced, and there's just one new mechanic added for Mythic. The new mechanic is called Whispers of the Sylvan Court. At the beginning of the encounter, 2 large circles will appear on the ground around the boss, and players only have a short amount of time to pick one. The raid then has to split up into 2 groups of 10, and then they will receive a corresponding mark that will last for the entirety of the fight. The marks are called the Mark of Paranoia and the Mark of Rage. Once you're affected by either of these, players can no longer be close to players of the opposing mark, or you will be killed instantly. This, combined with all the enhanced heroic mechanics, makes this a very hard fight. Once again, let's watch Liquid get the world first kill.
Forever.
Just keep Gibbs alive.
Spell's gone.
How long do we have until the cast? Get ready for immunities. Get ready for my call.
Just put him. Taunt.
Taunt. Someone taunt. Get ready to immunity. Get ready to immunity. Get ready. Get ready. 3.
Come on, guys.
Let's go!
Insane by Liquid, led by Maximum. Their group composition was 2 tanks, 4 healers, 14 DPS, 8 melee, 6 ranged. This 7th boss, the Silken Core, was insane. Echo managed to defeat it around 6:30 British summertime. But Method, oh my god, this was an emotional roller coaster. I was trying to watch it but ended up falling asleep. I woke up to see they defeated it at 3:10 in the morning. Massive respect, and we have to watch that kill.
2 more still. I don't know if that bounced.
1 more?
No, it's disorientated. We've done it. We've done it.
Good. This
The
is
question is, do we have enough damage?
We
Let's
pump
find
now.
out.
Let's go, chat.
Let's go.
Ramp it up.
5 seconds. 4, 3,
Crystal GS gonna
5.
1.
Here comes Enrage.
4%. Enrage. 3%.
This has to be it. Come on.
2%.
Keep Nate up. I pray.
Now, come on.
Come on.
I pray.
1%.
We sink this.
We're
Where
new
were
best.
you?
We are sub 1%.
Where were you?
Let's go.
Where were you?
Let's go.
Now this is going to make an insane week 2, and I cannot wait to see what happens. As we look at the rankings for the end of week 1, start of week 2, we can see that Liquid, Echo and Method are all on the last boss, with Liquid managing to get to phase 2 and Echo close behind. As of recording this, Method haven't woken up yet, I don't think. We can see a strong presence from the Asian guilds performing amazingly well, and this should end in a very close race for them, with on average the EU guilds doing slightly better than the US guilds. But congratulations to anyone out there that's even achieved one of these bosses on Mythic. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in week 2 for maybe the epic climax.